Have you ever felt like your mind never stops, even when your body does? Like you're trapped inside a storm that no one else can see? You lie down to rest, but your thoughts keep running. You breathe, but it never feels deep enough. You do everything right. Meditate, journal, light candles, listen to calm music, and still peace slips through your fingers. You're not tired from life. You're tired from resisting it. This exhaustion you feel is not weakness. It's spiritual noise. The endless hum of what's next, what's wrong, and why me, that plays beneath every moment. The world outside feels loud because the world inside has forgotten how to be quiet. In Zen, suffering doesn't begin with pain. It begins with resistance. You are not being crushed by life. You are being pulled by your reactions to it. Every complaint, every reply, every fear is a hand tightening around your peace. The good news? You don't have to escape the noise. You only have to see it, because once you see it clearly, it begins to fade on its own. The calm you seek is not in silence. It's in seeing clearly through the noise. In this video, we'll explore 5 timeless Zen wisdom lessons that reveal how to stay calm, heal deeply, and rediscover balance. Not when life gets easier, but while it's still messy. These teachings won't ask you to run away from chaos. They'll show you how to walk through it with grace, clarity, and a steady heart. Lesson 1. The art of letting go. You can't fill a cup that's already full. A young monk once came to an old master, desperate to learn the way of Zen. He spoke endlessly about books he'd read, theories he admired, his opinions on enlightenment. The master listened silently, then began to pour tea into the student's cup. He poured until the tea spilled over and drenched the table. The student jumped back, startled. "Master, stop! The cup is already full." The old man smiled. "Exactly," he said. "How can I teach you Zen when your mind is already overflowing? Your suffering doesn't come from what's happening. It comes from what you refuse to let go." This is the heart of Zen. Peace doesn't enter a full mind. The root of stress is clinging to control, to outcomes, to people, to the ghosts of what once was. We carry our pain like old luggage, dragging it from one chapter of life to the next. We keep replaying conversations that ended long ago, holding grudges as if they protect us. But in truth, they imprison us. Every thought you refuse to release becomes a stone in your chest. Every should have or if only blocks your breath a little more. Letting go is not losing. It's creating space for peace to enter. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is not love. It's fear wearing love's mask. It says, "I can't be happy unless this stays the same." But life was never meant to stay the same. The cherry blossoms fall. The river never holds the same water twice. When you cling, you fight against the river of time, and that struggle becomes exhaustion. Zen doesn't ask you to detach from life. It asks you to flow with it, to love without holding, to act without expectation, to grieve without becoming the grief itself. The art of letting go is not about indifference. It's about intimacy without possession. It's about holding the moment lightly enough that when it leaves, you remain whole. The tighter you hold on, the faster it slips away. A Zen saying goes, "The bamboo bends in the wind, but it never breaks." Flexibility is strength. When storms come, the rigid tree snaps. The humble grass survives. So when tension rises in you, when your mind starts gripping, your chest tightens, your breath shortens, pause. Notice what you're holding on to so tightly. Is it a person who no longer stays? A plan that didn't unfold? A version of yourself that's gone? In that moment, whisper to yourself, empty the cup, and then breathe slowly, deeply, as if your breath itself is washing away what no longer belongs. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel the body remember that safety does not come from holding on, but from letting life move freely through you. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to, but that loss is liberation in disguise." Each time you release something, an expectation, a wound, a story, you reclaim a piece of your freedom. Letting go isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of wisdom. Peace doesn't arrive when life becomes perfect. It arrives when you stop needing it to be. So the next time your mind grips tightly around control, remind yourself of the overflowing cup. The lesson is not about emptying your life. It's about clearing your inner space. Only when the cup is empty can it hold the tea of understanding. Only when the mind is clear can truth be seen. And only when the heart is free can peace finally sit down and stay a while. Lesson 2. The power of stillness. The water only reflects truth when it's still. A young disciple once came to his Zen master and asked, "Master, how can I see reality as it truly is?" The master said nothing. Instead, he placed a bowl of water between them and began to stir it with a stick. The water rippled, scattering the reflection of the sky into fragments of light. After a moment, the master stopped stirring. They waited in silence. Slowly, the ripples faded, and the reflection of the blue sky reappeared, clear, calm, whole. The master said, "This is your mind. When it is restless, you see only distortion. When it is still, truth reveals itself." Most people don't suffer from what happens. They suffer from how loudly their minds keep replaying it. Stillness in Zen is not about freezing the body or suppressing thought. It is about presence, a quiet returning to yourself amidst the noise. It's the moment between the inhale and the exhale, the pause before you speak, the silence underneath the chaos. Stillness is not the absence of life. It's the space that allows life to breathe through you. The modern world has trained us to run endlessly. Our minds are like restless rivers, flooding with information, deadlines, and noise. Even when we rest, we are scrolling. Even when we stop, our thoughts don't. The mind has forgotten stillness, and the result is exhaustion that no sleep can cure. You may lie down, but your soul keeps pacing. You are not tired from doing too much. You are tired from never being still. Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. The Buddha once said that all wisdom arises from a quiet mind. Because only in silence can you hear the subtle voice of truth. When the inner storm settles, the heart speaks clearly. Every moment of stillness is a doorway back to peace. The practice is simple, yet sacred. Stop fighting the moment. Let the noise around you exist without letting it own you. In Zen monasteries, monks are trained not only in meditation, but in moving stillness. Whether sweeping the courtyard, serving tea, or walking through the forest, they practice complete presence. Their attention does not wander, it rests fully in what is. That is the secret of their peace. It's not that their world is silent, it's that they have learned to listen differently. You don't need the world to calm down. You need to stop joining its chaos. Every argument you replay, every fear you feed, every emotion you chase adds another ripple to your mental water. And when the water shakes, you mistake reflection for truth. You believe distorted stories. I'm not enough. I'm losing control. I'm failing. But none of that is reality. It's merely the surface of a stirred mind. The way back is gentle. When emotion rises like a wave, stop before it breaks. Feel your breath enter and leave your body. 3 conscious breaths. That's all it takes to begin returning home. In those breaths, your nervous system shifts, your body remembers safety, and your mind begins to see with clarity again. Stillness is not weakness, it's power under control. A still mind does not mean a passive life. The samurai learned Zen not to escape battle, but to master it. Before each strike, they practiced stillness, not for calm, but for precision. Because from stillness, every action becomes deliberate, every word becomes compassionate, and every choice carries power without aggression. When you are still, you no longer fight the river, you flow with it. You no longer demand that life bends to your will. You align with its rhythm. In that harmony, peace no longer feels like something to reach for. It becomes something you return to. So the next time life feels too loud, remember the master in the bowl of water. Stop stirring your thoughts. Sit with them until they settle. And when they do, you will see what was always there beneath the ripples. Your reflection, clear and whole. Stillness doesn't take you away from life. It brings you back to it. Because in stillness, healing begins. Not when you fix everything, but when you stop fighting yourself. That is the quiet power of Zen, the strength to remain unmoved in a world that never stops moving. Lesson 3. The flow of impermanence. Nothing stays, and that's your freedom. Every spring, the monks in Kyoto gather beneath the cherry trees. They watch as soft pink petals drift through the air, falling silently to the ground. Some people see sadness in that scene, the fleeting beauty, the gentle death of color. But the Zen master smiles. Look closely, he says. The beauty is not despite its ending. It exists because it ends. Impermanence isn't tragedy, it's truth in its most honest form. This is the essence of Zen. Everything changes. The petals fall, the river flows, the people you love will one day leave, and even your thoughts will dissolve like morning mist. Yet we suffer because we keep trying to freeze the river, to stop life mid-breath and call it forever. We say stay. We say, don't end. But the Buddha taught, all suffering begins when we demand permanence from what was never meant to last. We cling to relationships, to youth, to comfort, to control. And when life shifts, as it always does, we feel betrayed, as if something has been stolen. But nothing was taken. The river simply continued to flow. The pain you feel isn't from loss. It's from trying to hold what was always passing through. A Zen parable tells of 2 monks watching a leaf fall from a tree. The younger monk sighed, "How sad that it's dying." The elder replied, "It is not dying, it is returning." That is impermanence, not a thief, but a teacher. Everything you lose gives you the chance to love differently, to love in awareness, not attachment. The cherry blossoms are not beautiful because they last. They are beautiful because they remind us to look now, to love now, to live before the wind carries everything away. When you realize this, loss transforms. What once felt like grief becomes gratitude, because nothing lasting would ever push you to grow. Every ending is just life teaching you how to begin again. Think about the seasons. Winter strips the trees bare, yet without it, spring would never bloom. The same is true for your heart. When something or someone leaves, it's not punishment. It's renewal disguised as pain. The heart must empty before it can open again. The Buddha compared life to a river that never stops moving. You cannot step into the same river twice. And yet we keep trying. We keep reaching backward, longing for the water that has already passed. But the river doesn't owe us yesterday. It carries us toward a new shore we can't yet see. When change comes, when your plans collapse, when a relationship ends, when time takes from you what you thought you could keep, pause. Feel the ache, but don't fight it. Whisper to yourself, this too belongs to the river. These words are not resignation, they are remembrance. A reminder that even sorrow flows, that even pain is moving somewhere, teaching something, dissolving something heavy inside you. When you stop clinging, life doesn't fall apart. It falls into place. Impermanence is not cruel. It's the secret rhythm of healing. It's what allows the heart to recover, the mind to evolve, and the soul to rest. Imagine if nothing ever changed. You would never outgrow your wounds, never shed your past, never wake up anew. So when the cherry blossoms fall, don't mourn the petals. Thank them for reminding you how fragile and precious each breath truly is. Let your tears water the soil of your next becoming. Let your memories flow, not as chains, but as rivers carrying you home to the present. Peace begins the moment you stop demanding life to stay the same, because everything you are afraid of losing was never truly yours to keep. It was given to you to experience, to learn from, to love, and to release. And when you finally learn to let it flow, you discover something miraculous. Nothing is ever really gone. It just changes form, like water becoming cloud or love becoming wisdom. In the way of Zen, impermanence is not the end of peace. It is peace, the flowing truth that sets the heart free. Lesson 4. The mirror of the mind. Your mind is not the storm, it's the sky behind it. One evening, a young monk sat with his master on a quiet mountain ledge. The sky was heavy with moving clouds, the wind restless. The monk said, "Master, my thoughts won't stop. They rush and crash like thunder. How can I ever find peace?" The old master raised his hand and pointed upward. "Look," he said, "the clouds move, but the sky remains still. Be the sky, not the storm. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which they appear and disappear." In the way of Zen, the mind is like the sky, boundless, silent, and untouched. Thoughts are the weather, sometimes bright and gentle, sometimes dark and violent. But no matter how fierce the storm, it never stains the sky. Yet most people spend their entire lives chasing clouds, mistaking them for themselves. They say, "I am angry. I am anxious. I am broken," when the truth is much simpler. Anger is passing through me. Anxiety is visiting. Pain is just moving across my horizon. Suffering begins the moment you believe every thought you think. Your thoughts are not facts. They are passing waves of perception, echoes of memory, projections of fear, fragments of imagination. But because they arise inside of you, you confuse them with truth. Zen practice teaches that awareness, the watcher behind the thought, is your true self. That awareness is untouched by chaos. It observes but does not react. It allows but does not cling. A famous Buddhist parable tells of a monk who looked into a still pond and saw the moon reflected in the water. He said, "This is the mind. The moon never actually touches the pond, but its reflection dances upon it. Likewise, the soul is untouched by thoughts. It only reflects them. When the water is disturbed, the reflection becomes distorted, but the moon above remains whole and unbroken. You don't have to stop your thoughts, only stop being pulled by them." This is where mindfulness becomes a sacred practice. The teaching is simple, yet revolutionary. Observe without judgment. When a thought arises, name it softly. Fear, grief, anger, hope. Naming turns chaos into clarity. Then let it float. Watch how, like clouds, thoughts drift and dissolve if you do not grab onto them. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float past. Each leaf is a thought. Some are beautiful, some are painful, but none need to be held. You are not in the river. You are the watcher on the shore. When you remember this, peace begins to return. Peace isn't found by controlling the mind, it's found by understanding it. The Buddha taught that awareness is the only path to liberation, not control, not suppression, awareness. It is the gentle seeing that says, this is anger, without becoming it. This is sadness, without drowning in it. Awareness transforms reaction into understanding, and understanding into freedom. Every time you practice this quiet witnessing, the gap between you and your thoughts widens. The storm loses its grip. You stop living at the mercy of passing emotions and begin resting in the calm beneath them. The wind may still blow, but it can no longer uproot you. When you stop chasing clouds, the sky reveals itself. So the next time your thoughts race, do not run after them. Pause, close your eyes. Feel your breath rise and fall like the gentle movement of clouds across a vast blue sky. Remind yourself, I am not the storm, I am the space it passes through. There is a deep comfort in realizing that you are not broken, just covered for a while by the moving clouds of thought. When the mind clears, your true nature, quiet, luminous, vast, shines again. The mind at peace doesn't silence the world. It simply stops mistaking noise for truth. That is the heart of Zen awareness. The sky does not resist the storm, nor does it hold on to the clouds once they pass. It remains open, infinite, and untouched. And so are you. When you remember this, healing no longer feels like fixing. It feels like remembering who you've always been, still, vast, and free. Lesson 5. Compassion as the path to balance. When you heal others, you heal yourself. In the monastery, there was once an old monk who spent his evenings washing the tired feet of younger monks after long days of training. One night, a traveler visiting the temple asked, "Master, why do you do such humble work? You are a teacher, not a servant." The monk smiled and replied, "This is my meditation. When I wash their feet, I am washing my own heart." Compassion is not an emotion. It's a vibration that restores balance to everything it touches. Zen teaches that compassion is not pity or softness. It's the recognition that the boundary between self and others is an illusion. When you tend to another's suffering, you are tending to your own. When you offer peace to someone lost in pain, you quiet something restless within yourself. Because life is one field, what you give always returns. Yet in today's world, compassion is often misunderstood. We see it as a burden, something that drains us. People say, "I give too much," or "I have nothing left for myself." But true compassion does not exhaust. False compassion does. False compassion comes from the ego that says, "I must fix you to feel worthy." True compassion simply says, "I see you, I understand. May you be free from suffering." It asks for nothing in return. You are not drained by giving. You are drained by giving without love. When your actions come from the heart, not the need for recognition, they replenish you. The act itself becomes nourishment. The Buddha said that compassion, karuna, is the medicine for imbalance. A heart closed off from others becomes heavy and cold. But when compassion flows, energy flows. It melts the frozen parts of you that once thought survival required hardness. There is a Zen story of a monk meditating in the snow when he hears a faint cry, a starving wolf caught in a trap. Without hesitation, he walks over, releases the animal, and gently feeds it his last portion of food. Another monk watching from afar asked, "Why did you stop your meditation?" The master replied, "That was the meditation. Love is not a distraction from enlightenment. It's the proof you found it. Compassion is not weakness. It is in alignment with life's natural harmony. The universe itself is built on giving. Trees offer oxygen, rivers give water, the sun gives warmth. Not because they expect anything back, but because that is their nature. When we resist giving, we resist our own nature. Modern life, however, confuses giving with depletion. We give from empty cups, chasing approval or trying to avoid guilt. But compassion in Zen is not about martyrdom. It's about presence. It's not about doing more. It's about being more open. When your actions arise from the quiet center of awareness, they never deplete. Each morning before you step into the world, place a hand on your heart and whisper, "May I bring peace where I go." These words are not a mantra for others. They're a reminder for yourself. Every time you carry peace into a conversation, a task, or a small gesture, you re-anchor the world in harmony. The calmest souls are not those untouched by pain, but those who have learned to love through it. The Buddha once said, "Hatred never ceases by hatred. Only by love is it healed." Compassion is not about erasing pain, but transforming it. When you face suffering, yours or another's, meet it with understanding, not avoidance. This gentle acceptance is the soil from which true peace grows. Think of the lotus flower. It grows in muddy water, but never becomes stained. Compassion is that same lotus energy, rising from the depths of human suffering, opening itself fully to the light. It doesn't deny the mud. It uses it. When your heart opens, the world softens. In that moment, you no longer need to protect yourself from life because you are no longer separate from it. Compassion becomes your armor and your peace, and every act of kindness, no matter how small, becomes a prayer that keeps you in balance. So breathe in the pain of the world gently and breathe out the wish for healing. This is the breath of the Bodhisattva, the one who chooses to love even when it hurts. Because in the end, the only true balance is born not from avoiding pain, but from turning it into love. The calm you seek is not somewhere else. It's who you've been all along. You have walked through 5 doors, letting go, stillness, flow, awareness, compassion. And yet every one of them leads back to the same place. You. The you that exists beneath the noise, beneath the rushing thoughts, beneath the masks you've worn to survive. The one who has been quietly waiting, not to become someone new, but to remember who you already are. Healing doesn't mean becoming more. It means remembering less. Less resistance, less control, less running from what is. In the way of Zen, true peace doesn't come from adding layers of perfection. It comes from peeling away everything that hides your natural harmony. When the clouds drift apart, the sky does not appear. It was always there. In the same way, when the storms of thought and fear pass, your calmness is revealed, not created. All this time, you have been searching outside for what has never left you. You tried to earn peace, chase balance, control the tide. But the moment you stopped fighting, you discovered something miraculous. Life didn't need your control, only your trust. Stillness was never a destination. It was your reflection. Letting go opened your hands. Stillness opened your eyes. Flow opened your heart. Awareness opens your mind. Compassion opened your world. Together, they return you home, to the space where nothing needs fixing, and everything simply is. Now close your eyes for one breath. Feel the silence between inhale and exhale. That silence is you. That's where peace lives. If this message touched something quiet within you, share it with someone who's forgotten their calm. Comment on one word that describes your peace. Subscribe to keep walking this path of Zen wisdom together. And as the monks say before extinguishing the evening candle, the flame dies, but the light remains.